sitting here on the sidewalk of New York City, eating eggs for 89 cents. This is the best dollar meal ever. Hello everyone, and a big welcome back to New York City. Now today marks the first video back in New York City after about 4 months of traveling all around the world, which has been actually the longest period of time I've ever spent away from New York City while having this channel. So to be here walking through the streets in New York City just about to shoot a video, you could say that I'm excited. So from New York classics to cultural underground discoveries, we'll be exploring all the best dollar breakfast deals New York City has to offer. New York! Okay, so starting, I felt like we had to start with something that's kind of like a New York City classic. And probably the most classic New York City breakfast food item is called a bacon, egg, and cheese. But here's the thing, it's not exactly called that. In New York City, there's no spaces in between all the words with this sandwich. Now anyway, long story short, after researching, I didn't necessarily find
a bacon, egg, and cheese,
but I did find possibly one of the best breakfast deals I've ever found in New York City that's quite like the little brother to this.
Oh, shit.
Can I have a egg on a roll?
108.
Oh, well that was mildly an annoying start. Like I'm literally looking at the sign right now and walking in, it said 99 cents for an egg on a roll. But I guess this area is a little bit different than the area that I usually hang out of, Chinatown. So they actually add tax onto the food when you buy it. So not 99 cents, 108, which is still pretty okay. But anyway, with that said, I went with the egg on a roll, which is an egg made to your liking on a freshly toasted New York City breakfast roll. Now, a few things here that I was pretty impressed with of this sandwich. When I ordered the sandwich, the guy asked me how I wanted my eggs done.
You want to well done?
Sorry?
You want to well done?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I love it fried like that. Which is an incredible service for a $1 sandwich, so I'm pretty excited to get started off here. Damn. New York City is the only city in the world where you can go to a bodega, you can go to a deli, and you can get a sandwich that rivals literally any specialty sandwich shop in the world. The bread itself is airy and fresh. The egg is literally made to perfection. And at this specific place, something that I'm actually super impressed with is the seasoning on there. Sure, it's only salt, and as you can see, just like lining there, it's pepper. But the thing is that it was seasoned to my liking, which at a place that serves something for $1 usually isn't the case. Usually the customer service goes a little bit like, I want an egg on a roll, and they're like, all right, here you go, we pre-made it, take it, take it, take it. Variety when you're living on $1 meals all around the world is quite a rarity, but here in Chinatown, this is where dollar dreams come true. See, pretty much all around Chinatown, from there to there, to all the way over there, there's all these bakeries that offer dollar meals. So with the help of the Chinatown expert, aka Lucille, we're going to be going to the best dollar bakery in Chinatown. Cool. We should get the one thing over there. So we can get anything for $1. This side looks to be mostly pastries, like an egg custard bun, a butter bun. Oh my gosh, there's so many choices. They have anything from 80 cents to, like, I think the highest price is like $1.50. Can I have a chicken pie? What are you thinking?
The taro.
What is that?
The taro pie.
I don't know about you, but I feel kind of like the energy in this place, right?
Chinatown is like a fun retirement home.
But it's true, because like in Chinatown, the apartments have been rent controlled, so people can live here for the rent that they would have paid like back in the 1970s. So with that said, there's a lot of food here that's also very cheap. Lucille, what did you go with?
I went with the taro fried pie. It's just like some kind of white paste, probably flour, small bits of taro, and like probably red beans.
So kind of like a mystery dish. You've never had that before.
No.
I went with kind of something that's a little bit more well-known of the chicken, what looks to be like a mini chicken pot pie. This thing is absolutely adorable with a glazed over top and literally its own little pot there. Here's Lucille. This is unbelievable. Oh no.
I regret my choice.
Oh no. It's like amazingness over here. And then like absolute regret over there. So let's start off with you. What happened with this?
So usually I like Chinatown pastries.
Yeah.
However, like this one has not a lot of taste. Like it's like just a salty bowl of flour.
Now for me, this thing was absolutely outrageously good. Normally I love chicken pot pie, but I've never had such a miniature one before. When I bit into it, the first thing I tasted was that glazed over crust on the outside. And then on the inside there, I of course met the chicken and the vegetables. And I mean, look at that. There was an insane
a lot
amount.
of vegetables.
Yeah. So I would say
You've had better luck than me.
Now, Lucille, I don't know about you, but whenever I walk around New York City and the different neighborhoods around here, I always feel almost like I don't know, like I'm entering into like a different country. Everywhere you walk, there's, of course, you know, signs in Chinese, there's vendors on the side of the road, there's people honking everywhere around New York City, no matter what you are doing. So for the next place that we're going to, it's gonna be an absolute discovery of a place. Breakfast food item that you wouldn't necessarily eat in New York if you weren't looking for it, but rather you would eat it in China. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the rice roll. Could I have a plain rice roll and also a egg rice roll? Thank you. You know, every food on this channel I tend to be excited to try, but there's some foods that are exceptional. A rice roll is a Cantonese style dish from the south of China and Hong Kong. And it's basically a thin rolled crepe put together with anything from what I got of egg to pork. Now what makes this one exceptionally special is that they make it to order for each one. Lucille's started already.
I don't care. Just tastes so fresh.
This thing, it's pretty much a combination between a crepe and a noodle itself. It makes for almost like a fresh homemade taste, but combined with, you know, a tiny like pinch of richness. But probably the coolest thing to me is we're sitting here in the middle of Manhattan with like the Freedom Tower right in front of us there, Chinatown in back of us, and we're eating a Chinese specialty that's really freaking good.
Yeah.
That I think could definitely like go hand in hand with an actual like dish from China. So something that's interesting is that whenever I meet one of you guys, you tend to always bring up when I made that massive dollar meal from the Chinese supermarket. And my first thought is then, what if I had a dollar competition of cooking? Testing who can make the better dollar meal, me or in this case, Lucille. Do you think you can make a good dollar meal?
Of course.
So, okay, here are the rules. We'll have 5 minutes to go to the supermarket to find what we're going to cook. And then after those 5 minutes, you have to be in the line. You have to have the items that you're using for that dollar meal. And you have to cook a dollar meal for me and you. So, yes. Like, yeah, two people. And we're underneath the subway, so it's so freaking loud, but this is where the cheapest supermarket is in all of New York City, New York Supermarket. We have 5 minutes set there. Lucille has the GoPro. You ready?
Yes. 3,
2, 1.
I have no idea of what I'm going to do.
My first idea is possibly noodles. I can buy a massive bag of noodles and hey, hi Lucille.
I hope I'm not eating ramen for breakfast.
I'm not talking to you. So my go-to area at this store is the dollar area where literally everything here is just $1. It's these massive big bags of different things. Not really sure what this vegetable is. I know that this is cauliflower.
And I'm just like wandering around. These eggs are only 8-9 cents.
Now I know it might sound silly, but I've heard of actually like cauliflower pizza before. I've heard of cauliflower bread. I've heard of cauliflower like just fried in general. So I'm gonna look up some recipes right now to see if we can make something kind of like a 3-course meal. That's my vision here. Eat it with time to spare.
Yeah.
With your eggs and carrots.
Well, you just have like random like cauliflower.
Hey,
that doesn't look
don't knock my cauliflower, okay? Hello. I love how it's just the $1. All right, now it is officially time to start the Master Chef $1 food competition.
Also known as the moment where we eat a kilo of broccoli.
Don't knock my cauliflower, okay?
I think I clearly won.
I don't think so.
Here I have 5 fried eggs, 1 hard-boiled egg, 1 soft-boiled egg, scrambled egg, and a bunch of carrots.
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed by your dollar meal here, because the fact that all these eggs are on this plate right now, this is like easily $20 at a restaurant. But I think that you haven't seen my dish just yet. This is the 3-course cauliflower feast. It has cauliflower rice, fried cauliflower, grilled cauliflower, and of course, the famous cauliflower soup. Just looking at your face right now, you are so excited to dive into mine right here. Here you go. Here's the soup for you. Okay, moving on. The cauliflower rice looks actually decent.
Oh, there's like a rock in the cauliflower.
Okay.
I still have all my teeth.
Alright. Should we do yours? Honestly, there's like that's a good egg. Sitting here on the sidewalk of New York City, eating eggs for 89 cents. This is the best dollar meal ever.